It's Thursday, July 12th, 2018. I'm about to attempt something that I probably shouldn't, and if you've read the little thing down below, that's right. I am going to try to predict the winners of this week's CFL games, Canadian Football League. Now, admittedly, I don't know a lot. In fact, there's still a lot I need to learn about the CFL, but I've been studying up. So I'm going to see if maybe I can't make this work. I've been reading some stuff, and I've been trying to figure out some things, and I'm trying to learn these teams. So, like I said, just excited about the CFL. It's fun to track right now, and players are new to me, and the systems are new to me, and so I want to try my hand at predicting the game. So it should be a short video because there's only 3 games. A lot of bye weeks. It's like 6 teams are playing, 3 teams are off. 33% of the league is not playing right now, so we'll start with tonight's game, which starts in about an hour, which is Ottawa versus Calgary. Calgary's 3-0, Ottawa's 2-1. Calgary beat Ottawa the first time they played. I believe that this time Ottawa gets the best of them. Calgary is favored by 3, but I think this is in Ottawa. I believe Ottawa will get this game. I believe that they'll run it with Powell, who's of course the league's leading rusher right now. Harris, I think, will have an effective game, as he has been. I mean, Harris has been playing pretty well. He's played okay. I think he threw for over 300 yards in his last game. Yeah, I mean, he was 28 of 42 for 342 and 3 touchdowns. So Powell being the leading rusher, Harris, I think Calgary will come in there, and I don't think they'll have enough against Ottawa. So the last undefeated team will go down this week. That takes us to the Saturday or the Friday game. The Friday game is Toronto at Edmonton. Toronto, of course, last week beat Edmonton 20-17. This will be in Edmonton, and I just feel that Edmonton is too good. They've got the reigning most outstanding player in Riley. So I really feel like this will be... I think Edmonton probably hammers them. I don't think Toronto will have enough. I think they're still going with Franklin. This will show if Franklin's legit. He had a good game against his former team in Edmonton. This will show if Toronto beats Edmonton again, Franklin might be the real deal. He might be. Of course, 2 games in, it's tough to call somebody the real deal 2 times in a row starting against the same team. He just might have their number because he knows them pretty well, being a former team. So maybe he's played against the defense. But I say Riley has a big game in this one, and Edmonton ends up winning, and I'd probably say Edmonton puts up at least 30 points, and Toronto will struggle to get 20. So, but I think Franklin will still play pretty well, but I think Riley will really exceed it, or really excel in this game. And that leads us to the last game of the season, or the last game of the week, the Saturday game, Winnipeg at the British Columbia Lions. I watched something on them. They're not even set yet on a starter, if it's going to be Fajardo or if it's going to be Jennings or somebody else. Fajardo and Jennings, I think, are just the 2 front runners in this, and Fajardo might be the guy that actually starts. He was 5 of 6 in his last game. Jennings, I guess, is struggling a little bit. So the fact that BC right now is having a hard time even deciding who's going to start the game. Winnipeg is a high-scoring team. Winnipeg's put up a lot of points. I think they put up 144 points this year. They give up quite a few points, but BC has given up 82 points in its last 2 games, including 41 to, Winnipeg, who they're playing this time. They played in Winnipeg, but I think going to British Columbia does not help BC out. I think Winnipeg still puts the screws to them, and I think Winnipeg will struggle a little bit more, but I say they put up about 35 points. The British Columbia Lions, depending on how well whoever they decide to start, I think if Fajardo starts, they might put up between 21 and 28. I think Jennings might be struggling a little bit, but I don't know. I still think no matter who starts, Winnipeg is the better team, and I think Winnipeg will win. I just think Winnipeg's playing a little better right now, even though they're 2-2. BC's only 1-2. 82 points BC has given up in the last 2 games, including 41 to this exact same Winnipeg team. So I think Winnipeg is playing pretty good now. The weird part about Winnipeg is with Nichols and Streveler. I don't know. Will Nichols start? Will Streveler just kind of come in? Nichols didn't play bad and Streveler didn't play bad. So right now it seems like Nichols is kind of transitioning back in from the injury because he made his debut last week from his injury. So I still think I still think Winnipeg has got they got a little bit more horsepower than the British Columbia Lions. So so there you go. My first time doing this, picking the CFL week 5. It's like I'm going with Calgary to lose their undefeated streak to Ottawa, so they're going to go to 3-1, which will put Ottawa at 3-1. And then I will say that Edmonton gets a little bit of revenge on Toronto. Riley plays better or plays really good, and being back that it's in Edmonton, I think Edmonton will get the victory. And then of course I think Winnipeg has a little bit more for they just have a little bit more than the British Columbia Lions. Now of course I could be way wrong on all of this, and Calgary will win and Toronto will win again, and BC will win. But those are going to be my picks. We'll see how I do when I do, my Sunday CFL report. We'll see if I got any of these right. I feel pretty good about these picks, though. I feel pretty good, but we'll see, because I'm using NFL thinking in a game that is not the NFL. So that's probably not a wise thing for me to do. So we'll see. So let me know, who do you think will win these games? You got Calgary at Ottawa. You got Toronto at Edmonton, and you've got BC hosting Winnipeg. So let me know what you think down in the comments below. And with all that being said, to the troops, past, present, and future, thanks for the freedom.